Mountain too long in Virginia.
Wow. Oh, that could be.
Mad Hatter.
Okay, I will call the September 28, 2020 Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
David.
Here.
Melanie. Here. Frank.
Here.
Becky.
Here.
Jay.
Here.
Andy.
Here.
All is present.
Okay, Jay, would you like to lead us in prayer tonight?
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for another time together, Lord. We thank you for your grace and your mercy upon us. Lord, we thank you for this village, Lord. We thank you that it is a town that you watch upon. Lord, we thank you that you're keeping everybody safe, Lord. You are keeping everybody in your care. Lord, we thank you for this council meeting. Lord, I thank you that we're able to come together. Good decisions, wise decisions. Lord, we thank you that your hands upon everything. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, at this time I would like to ask for a motion to amend the 9/28/20 agenda to include ordinance 2020-11.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
That's Craig and then David. Roll call?
David.
Yes.
Melanie. Yes. Craig.
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Andy.
Yes.
Amendment has been granted.
Thank you. At this time, I would like a motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting held on September 14th, 2020.
Get that motion?
Okay,
I'll second.
that's Becky and Andy. Roll call?
David.
Yes.
Melanie. Yes. Craig.
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Andy.
Yes.
Okay, mayor's report. I have something at the end that I want to talk about, but right now I'd like to talk about checking on your neighbor. I've had some time lately to just visit with people, and I think we need to do that because we're starting 8th month of COVID, I believe, and I think sometimes you just need to reach out to people and you need to listen. Sometimes that's hard to do. We get caught up in our own world and what we're doing and what we're dealing with. But I think you need to stop and listen to people, even if it's for just 5 or 10 minutes, and then just thank yourself for doing that because you'll find out some really interesting things if you really just open your heart and your eyes and listen to people. So that's what I have for Mayor's report today. President Pro Tem.
Yeah, all I have right now, I have other things to say later too, of course, is I just want to give a big thank you to our wonderful community for this past weekend. We had a great fall street market. We had the market crew did a lot of work to put that on, and the downtown businesses as well. Vendors, we had 30 vendors that came out, and then the community members were just very supportive, and we just had a really good event, and it was heartwarming, not to sound too corny, just to see people out, and people were trying to be respectful of other people. Some had face masks on, some didn't, but they were outside. They were still trying to stay, a good distance away from people. And, it, like Marcy said, it's been a really trying time the last 8 months. And some of us just want to, I myself, jump up and down and scream sometimes, but it's probably better to take a deep breath and try to look, to your community and to your fellow citizens for compassion and things like that. So I just, again, want to say thank you to that. I want to say thank you to the Chamber of Commerce who changed all the flowers out in the pots. They look beautiful up and down the streets. I just cannot say enough how excited I am. I feel like some different organizations, the village, the chamber, the market crew, some churches. The Masons are getting ready to do a community event. I feel like it's kind of catching on, and people are buying into our small little community, and that just sense of fellowship, and I'm really excited about it. So I hope we can take it and, make it flourish in the future. So that's all I have.
Very good. Takes us to public comments tonight. We have Mr. Tom Corbin, a member of the Masonic Lodge, that would like to invite us to a Halloween event.
Would you please join over here by Mr. Craig? We can hear you.
So you just have to go over there.
Yep, over here now.
We switched microphones on.
That is something else we need to look into, that microphone.
You can use this microphone if you want.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind. As the Mayor said, I'm Tom Corbin. I represent Masonic Lodge number 269 here in Mount Sterling. We have been around for 165 years. For the ones of you that don't know it, we're probably the village's best kept secret, so to speak, not intentionally. This year we decided that we wanted to do something for the village. As you said, everybody's been cooped up with COVID and everything, and quite honestly, we're tired of it too. We initially started to have a Halloween party just for our lodge members, families, and then we said, why don't we have one for the entire community instead? So what we're doing, for those of you that don't know where we're at 58 North London, right across the street from Chase Bank, and we will be having a haunted house there this year. And the dates are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 23rd of October, the 24th, 25th. Friday and Saturday, the times will be from 6 to 10. Sunday from 2 to 6. And then from 5 to 6 on Sunday, we'll have a costume judging contest. Now, to give you an idea how this will work, is people will come in through the front door. There's roughly 6 aisles they'll be going through, zigzagging. We're going to have between 18 and 20 people working at a time, outside, inside, that type of thing. So we'll have the normal, air blast, grab you. We'll have static things. We were there half a day yesterday just bringing stuff in. We brought 6 truckloads of things in, to give you an idea. We still have another 4 to go yet. So you'll come in through the front door. You'll make your way through the maze, out through our kitchen, which will be a butcher shop, and then out the back door to a cemetery. And the cemetery will have the headstones and everything and some ghouls. We actually have a real casket out there that's half buried in the ground, and things will come out. They'll be given candy, anybody that comes out. And then we also will have a free concession stand there, which will be hot dogs and drinks, that type of thing out front. Now, we will be practicing safe distancing and everything the governor says that he wants done. So we'll have sanitation stations, or sanitizing, I shouldn't say sanitation. Sanitizing might be the same thing, I don't know. We'll do safe distancing as they're going through. Only so many will be allowed at once. Families obviously can go together. If we have some youngsters that's kind of afraid, we'll have designated ghouls to go with them through. And while you're waiting outside, we will have a haunted DJ spinning music the whole time
Would that
outside.
be Wolfman Jack?
Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you what's going to be out there. It might be a Mrs. Jack. I don't know. So we will have canopy set up, so it's rain or shine no matter what. So we'll have canopy set up. We have a sound trailer. The stuff that we have, if we even put maybe 20% of it in this room and turned it up, the windows would blow right out, to give you an idea. So you'll be able to hear everything. We have cordless mics that will be going through the haunted house on, so you can hear some of the kids, ooh and ah, and maybe some of the parents scream too, who knows. But it should be a really good time. We have, again, sounds and everything inside as well as outside. The one thing I do need from council is permission to close off the alley to the side of our building, which is where the dog grooming is there on the side, and the one across the back. And it's for safety purposes only, because we'll be lining people up. If we have the line that we think we're going to have, they'll actually line down the alley, the side alley between two buildings. They'll go down and loop and come back up and then through the front door, then out the back and then out. So it's just more of a safety issue than anything. Also, we want to take the parking area that's directly in front of the lodge, and we'll, like, I don't know if anybody saw when we tore down the building this summer, how we did it out into the street. The same thing, just because we don't want somebody to fall off the curb and become splat, or a new item inside the haunted house. That would, depending on how you look at it. So those are the only things we really need. Your participation. If anybody wants to be an actor, you can come. We do have a professional face makeup person coming. That's what they do for a living for haunted houses. We have some actors coming from the Little Theater off Broadway. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think everybody will enjoy it. I hope we're packed every single night and have to turn people away. So,
I don't see that being the
Hey, Tom, I have one question.
Sure.
What do you think about age limit for children? Do you think there should be
it's
some
up to their
dexterity?
parents. They,
Okay, I just wondered.
if we're going to have people manning the doors outside and inside.
Okay,
And if anybody's been in our hall before, when you first come in the door, we have an entryway similar to what's out front here. And if it's something that they're by themselves and wandered in, no, then you'll probably get one of the ghouls to take them through, that type of thing. But we're depending on parents to exercise good control over their children and themselves on that. Any questions? Oh, yep, go ahead.
Actually, it's for the mayor. I make a motion to close the alley.
And I'll second that one.
So,
Yep.
Very good.
yeah.
you're definitely on board with that.
Good.
Andy, second, you got that?
Yep, I got Jay first, Andy second.
Roll call then?
Roll call.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do a quick roll.
David,
Yes.
Melanie? Yes. Craig,
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Motion has been passed.
Good.
What a great event you guys are holding. That's
We hope to have a lot of fun. I know we spoke at the Chamber Thursday night. Beck, only 2 steps to go in, and if they need help, we'll get them in there. And the aisles, everything are going to be plenty big enough.
Wheelchair, these guys are crippled, and they can, like I said, it has like a ramp they can go up into to go in.
Well, we'll pick them up, literally, and we have wheelchairs there at the lodge if they need a wheelchair. If somebody is disabled on crutches or whatever, and they want to go through and they're kind of afraid to do that, no problem. We have a wheelchair right there, and we'll take them through. So
great.
that's no problem. Nobody will be going upstairs, by the way, just because there's no way we could figure out how to get them. Well, we could take them up the stairs and out the back, but I don't know if anybody has seen our fire escape. I won't even go down it.
You know, Tom, one thing we can do for you maybe, for this Halloween week, call the alley Zombie Alley.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, we can do that. We have to make sure that our pet groomer has her dogs out of there, or she's going to have a lot of messes to clean up. Because there'll be a lot of noise. But we do plan on having everything wrapped at 10. So, and the latest nights are Friday and Saturday. So hopefully we won't have the Madison County's finest show up and tell us to shut down. Send Wes Davis. We like to mess with him.
They're going to go through it.
Send Wes. I really want him to go through it.
I don't know. He's scared, but I am.
A little twitchy.
I'll bring his dad down, let his dad take care of him. But other than that, that's it. We really appreciate your cooperation. As I say, we'd like to have some actors. If you want to come by and help out, we'll take you and go from there.
Very good. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thanks, Tom.
Have a great evening.
Hey, take care, buddy.
I'll leave, so drop the number of people. We'll see you.
Bye.
Thank you.
That takes us to executive session, which we do not have this evening. Department reports, Sheriff, Mr. Dill.
Okay. Other than the one you have in front of you, does anybody have any questions on that? This is 2 weeks worth of work here. If you notice, the numbers are way down, 49, and some of those are fire EMS calls. So things have really slowed down, and I'll see if anybody has any
I
questions.
do have a couple questions.
Yes.
I know, speed is one of our big things right now, so have you noticed that people are slowing down for the
Yes.
buses and everything?
Yes.
And then parking. Our streets committee did get all those 2-hour parking downtown signs up and everything. Have we started actively enforcing the 2-hour parking? And I only ask because, for the street market, for example, in one of the public parkings, there was a car that was left all night and was there past, several hours past the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 2-hour thing. And down in front of the apartments and the little shop down there, there were 3 cars from the apartments that were parked there for hours. And I think that just so many people are used to doing it because the signs haven't been around for a while and fell and this and that. That maybe they just need some friendly reminders,
Yeah, we can put tags on them, but as far as the deputy sitting there for 2 hours watching.
No, I understand that.
I know. That's hard for us. But yeah, I mean, let's pass them out to all the businesses, all the residents. Say, look, this is 2 hours now. Because when we put a parking ticket on, it's $100 and some. It's not a $40 parking ticket like you get in Columbus. It's a regular citation here. Because we don't have a parking bureau here in Sterling. So if we could give them that little reminder ahead of time, then it's on them. I mean, we did what we could do to help you out.
Do you, like in this kind of situation, since it's all new, do you give out warning tickets at all, or?
Yes, that's,
Like especially for like in front of the apartments or whatever, where people are used to maybe parking there?
yeah.
I mean, if you, yeah.
Yeah, we do put warning tags on them prior to citing them.
Okay.
But I think if we just generate a letter,
That'd be good.
and just pass them.
Reminder, yeah.
Just pass them out. The downtown's 2-hour parking. If you've got visitors, it's your responsibility to make sure they move or they're going to get a very hefty ticket.
Hey, Jack, I have one question too. Since Tom was talking about Halloween, will there be extra deputies? Because I never work with the block watch on regulars night. Usually there is. Or-
Yes.
Good. I just want
Yes,
to
you
make
will
sure.
have extra deputies,
Thank
like
you.
always.
I just want to make sure.
Back to that parking thing, can you find out if we're going to generate a letter then, can you find out what the fee would be?
Yeah, it's going to be 125 plus court costs, so
Okay. Right.
it's a pretty hefty fine. I think court cost is 58. It might be higher. So it's pretty hefty. Okay. Any other questions on that? All right, you guys want some good news?
Yeah.
The sheriff's office was very busy today. A lot of things took place, and a lot of things got solved today. There's been quite a few thievings going on. Some arrests were made, felony arrests were made today. A recovered car that was stolen out of Columbus was recovered today. A recovered motorcycle that was stolen out of Burr Oaks was recovered Saturday, which led to a bunch of where we're at now. But a lot of felony charges are coming. Most of the perpetrators are in jail. So it was a very, very busy, productive day for us.
I know you can't be too specific, but were they people from out of town that are, or is it community members that, okay,
Yeah. Unfortunately,
yeah.
yeah. But it was some of our community members, upstanding citizens that are going to be getting a lot of their stuff back.
Good.
All we got to do is get it identified. Most of it's been identified, so we're very happy about that.
Good.
Yeah.
We appreciate all that you guys do out there, putting your lives on the line.
Well, let's go back to Saturday,
Okay.
to your event, or the Market Day Cruise event.
Yeah.
I came through town at 2 o'clock. Usually at 2 o'clock on Saturdays, this downtown is dead. It was the busiest I've ever seen it. Busier in Circleville downtown, because I came through Circleville. Busier in London downtown. It was hopping. It was really nice to see. Yes.
They did a great job.
Yeah, and honestly, this town needs to see more of that.
Thank you.
It needs to see more of that. Yeah. Well, that's all I have.
Okay, thank
Any
you.
questions?
Yeah, do you want one more?
Well, you're helping me.
And thank you for delivering this.
Yes, thank you for helping out.
I
It's really working
I
out.
ride around all the time.
It's really working out because I think now that they see that there's not just one of us jumping out of a vehicle, but, I mean, they're taking it seriously. I mean,
Yeah, because we're not just hanging them, we're knocking and
Right.
Yeah. We
talking
appreciate
to them, so
it. Yeah, we appreciate it.
It was
Thank
nice.
you.
you're welcome. And as far as the scam I'm working on, I'm still working on that. I haven't forgot about it. Let's see, I was off a few days last week, so.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't one of those. We ended up opening it up, and
It was legit.
I'm not really sure.
But now you got my curiosity.
I know. I'm sorry. I meant to get back to you. Yeah, so we got one of those letters from China that they tell you not to open. Well, we were freaked out. We got a hold of Jack, and he said not to open it. But you know how all that is.
Curiosity killed the cat.
I peeled it back just a little bit, and I could see there was a letter in there, and it didn't feel like there was anything else. So I opened it up. There wasn't seeds or anything like that.
Ricin.
My husband had ordered some ink pens, some like pens that he does his drawings with,
Uh-huh.
and they happened to come from China. And this letter was pretty ridiculous. I mean, it said that he was getting ready to propose to his girlfriend, and she said that she would marry him if he got 200 likes or positive comments about the sales on his pens. Would you please send us back your how you feel about these pens?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And you called the cops.
I know.
Case solved. Man, this has been a great Monday.
I would have just tossed that in the barbecue grill and been done with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have told.
Yeah, well,
You should have said keep working on
I mean,
that.
like we all wanted to open it.
Yeah.
I think this is where
Yeah.
this is where you insert do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
Law director, was there anything he wanted to mention? No?
Can I have one?
And that takes us to utilities clerk, Misty.
Okay, well, I don't really think I can top the everything going in town and the party this weekend and the haunted house, but hey, let's get to the delinquents and things. Yeah. Marcy worked with me all day today, and I really appreciate it. We got pretty far on this. The report that you see in front of you, it still has some work to go. I'd like to color code everything and then put the coding at the bottom, just because I think it will be easier to read. But we went through every delinquent one by one. And so what we have, as you can, I only have the amount totaled, but I'll tell you right off, there's about 20 schedules, 20 to be scheduled to have shut off between tomorrow and Wednesday. And there's around 20 on payment plans, and I put the terms on here, the end date, and then the terms, like how often and how much they're paying. And then the good news, I do have some good news. There's a department over at Madison County Prevention and Retention Department right now that they have some COVID money, and that's allocated to pay utilities and people for utilities for people that have been affected from the COVID. And I know that I was sending them a lot of information, a lot of people over there. Then they finally called and said, "Hey, Misty, I just want to let you know they have to have minors in the household." So I said, well, you should have told me that a couple days ago. But they're scheduled to pay 6 bills for our residents. So that's kind of very exciting.
Is there any help for senior citizens, do you know, by any chance? Or
there
is
is,
that the
but
separate,
not-
that's the
not-
separate program?
Yes,
Okay.
and that's the community action.
Right,
And
right.
there's also assistance for veterans as well.
You have to ask.
You have to ask, and I have the numbers there.
Right.
I have direct numbers now.
Right,
So I'm
right.
very thankful for that. I was so excited to hear that COVID money's there, but once it's gone, it's gone. And the people didn't even have to go in to get that. So I was really excited, and that, some people followed through with it. But I have that information. If anybody needs that, please call us. So we managed to get through every single person on here today. It'll get better each meeting, and so we'll keep working on it. Training is scheduled for it's either the 14th and 15th or 15th and 16th of October for the software for the new meters. And the guys will be in training for approximately half a day.
Will you be doing that too? Will you be training?
Yeah, I'll be in that. I'll be in that for
Oh,
a day and a
okay.
half. I'm trying to think. I just feel like there's other things, but I guess that's it for now.
Thank you so much.
Questions, anybody?
Good job.
If you ever have any questions, stop on over my office.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mason.
We appreciate you.
If they want to call in or they have questions, when she's on the phone, she's not ignoring you. We don't have another two-way system. So we just ask that you reach out to me or the mayor. We can definitely answer those questions, but we're glad to have you back after vacation.
I'm glad that Missy also brought up about the VA. They're willing to help VA's families with water bills. That's part of being a veteran, so don't be ashamed to go to the VA about your water.
You have to ask.
Exactly.
You simply have to ask, please.
And it's not just the water bills that they're helping. It's with any
Utilities in general.
Food, utilities,
So-
whatever you may need.
They helped with rent. That was one or the other. On the last customer I talked to, he had a choice of to catch up his rent or his utilities, and he said, "I need a roof over my head first. I can find other means of that." But he was slowly catching up, so that money's there.
I'm glad you brought that up too, Mitzi, so
Yeah.
people know. That's great.
Thank
We'd
you.
much rather have you call and talk to us versus us having to go out and put a tag. I mean, we don't want to do that.
Or shut off.
Or shut you off. We don't want to do that. So
It's not
please.
fun for
No.
anybody. It really,
No.
it hurts your feelings.
But we're-
It bothered our guys even, and people don't realize that.
Right. But we're on a mission, right? To
Yes.
get those numbers down.
Yes, we are.
We've kind of made a pact with each other to get it done.
Thank you for working with me.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Mr. Hale is not here for zoning and building. He just got back from vacation as well, I believe, so he's probably playing catch-up. That takes us to fiscal officer, Ms. Porter.
Okay. Of course, I have stuff to report. So again, like what Missy's saying, it really does, not to be emotional or anything, but it hurts us, especially when there are children or senior citizens that are in the household, is, we're just trying to enforce what the ordinance says. So, it is difficult to hear the stories. It's difficult to listen to what people have gone through. It really is difficult, and, just patience and, Misty definitely has the patience more than I think any of us sitting here to help them get them to where they need to be. So I know we've exhausted a lot of, callbacks and helping them, and, we just wish that you guys do take advantage of it, anybody that needs it, and don't feel embarrassed or anything like that, because the help is out there. Again, thank you to the employees, both Aaron and George. Again, we were really busy, like the sheriff's department was busy today. We were really busy coming from one direction to another and pulling each direction. So I really do thank them a lot. We've really got some great employees here. And, I just wish that, we could give them the world. But, they really are a pretty good group of people. So I just wanted to thank them for the work that they've done today and continue to do. So again, reports here, the reports that I'm showing you are from the September 1st through the 25th. Again, most of these items that are on here, and I don't want to go through all of them because they are repeats. When we last met on September the 14th, I did give you guys a copy of those reports too for August, and here is September. Our next commission financial committee meeting is going to be on October the 13th at 10 a.m. I'm not sure if we're going to have an in-person meeting or if it's going to be a virtual one, but please look forward to the website to see about the login information, or if they're going to be here in person. I will have that information online. Also, what I want to remind everybody is that on our website, we did have a special meeting that was scheduled for tomorrow at 6 o'clock. That's been canceled because we're going to present the legislation today. We held a finance work session today to talk about medical insurance benefits for employees. Again, it is open enrollment at this point, closely a month in advance. So we did have an hour-long discussion about that. So I think it's going to benefit everybody, employee versus employer as well. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to look at those benefits. Again, nothing that's alarming on here that we need to talk about. Tomorrow we will be having a finance work session to discuss the 2021 budget, and that's only for the general fund. Again, just for the general fund, not all funds. Okay, that will come at a later time. We really need to get that budget approved before the 13th so we can present that to the committee. Okay, because we will be placing our 2021 budget on a 3 reading. Okay, so that will probably happen at the end of October, will be our first meeting. But tomorrow, we will be talking about budget, okay? Again, there's nothing that's on here that is alarming at all. Again, these are just the general expenses that have been paid out since the 1st of September. I just want to make mention that we have been saving money with the efforts of the water of Madison County that's handling our water and sewer facilities. I've definitely seen a decrease in fundage. We're not having to outsource a lot of contractual services that we can do in-house. And again, I do appreciate their efforts, and going to be presenting here in the next couple weeks some more savings with our telephone service. With also our testings that we do at the both sewer and the water plants. We're going to be, showing some savings coming in the upcoming year. So I do want to thank them for all their efforts. They definitely go above and beyond what their contract says. So thank you for that. Again, is there any questions? I know you guys have received this packet once, on Friday. Is there anything here that you guys seem alarming or anything? Everything is within budget. Again, for the appropriation status, which is expenditures, we are below what was budgeted, so that's great news. All of these funds and the appropriation status are actually below where we're supposed to be now. So again, you're going to probably hear us talk a lot about budget, but it's going to be on everybody's mind. You'll hear me talk about it. We will be having some meetings, so please look forward to the website and efforts to providing those updates. Okay, so if there's no questions, I would just ask for a motion to approve the appropriation status, the revenue status, the receipt listing, the payment listing, the comparison of budget and appropriated, the cash summary by fund, and the reader report. Melanie?
Second.
Becky?
Roll call?
David?
Yes.
Melanie? Yes. Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And I'm going to pass these both around. These are for the minutes. If I can pass those around.
All right. Any reports? Finance? Becky?
Yeah. As Courtney already mentioned, we had a special work session today. One of the things we talked about will be coming up in legislation here in a few minutes, and that's just about health care for our village employees. And then the other topic was our phone system. We are cutting out the middleman, going to save a lot of money every month, so that's exciting. And Courtney just said this, that we are continuously looking for cost-saving projects. And we've been lucky with the good employees that are stepping up and helping in every way possible. We are trying to save all the money we can for this village and be really fiscally responsible. We do have another meeting tomorrow that Courtney talked about, which will be working on the budget. As she just mentioned, it's only for the general fund, so if any of you folks come out and observe that meeting, we won't be talking about our Parks and Rec, we won't be talking about, different things like that, but you are sure welcome to come to the committee meetings for those. The next regular finance meeting would be the first Wednesday of the month on the 7th. Sometimes those finance meetings are, we just have them when we need them. So right now it's scheduled for 2 o'clock on the 7th. And if that changes, we will let you know.
Okay. Pleasant Township, Melanie.
I have nothing to report. I did notice that they did find out that they were having meetings once a month when every time I this weekend. They just decided what they were doing. So I'm not sure if that's what happened.
Yep. Squad, Jay.
All right, well, I had this last meeting, so I apologize. Squad's pretty simple. I mean, they're looking at software for all the reporting, things like that. But right now, they do have the software that they can report, but then they can lose all of it, and it becomes more of a nuisance. So Chief Taylor is in the process of finding a new software that's going to help our team be more efficient, just in reporting and responding. So that'll be kind of a big thing we're looking at. And the other thing is looking at kind of cleaning up the outside of the building, inside the building, revamping a little bit. Just, obviously weather and this time and just construction, just takes its toll. And so we are looking into, you'll start seeing some action on that building here pretty soon, cleaning up painting, kind of sprucing that up. So those are kind of like the two big items right now that the squad is taking a look at. Other than that, they're doing a great job and happy to serve them.
Very good. Fire, Chris.
It's a new business that they hired a new volunteer, and that was pretty much all we had.
All right.
And the next meeting's October 29th.
All right. Water, wastewater.
I don't have a report. Our next meeting will be October the 14th at 4 o'clock.
All right. Streets, Sandy.
Thank you. Yeah, we continue to receive requests around potholes and signage in the village. We're getting to those. We actually replaced enough that we're out of stop signs. And I'll be requesting the committee to approve another order of stop signs and other just regular traffic control signs. So I'm very excited about that. I'd like to extend my thanks again to all of the residents who either call in or reach out to me or reach out to Courtney or the mayor on potholes. We try to patch those when we can. You'll notice that some of them are not patched. That is, they're being teed up for actual extensive patching. We've recently gotten approval from the auditor to proceed with another round of large patching, meaning we're going to get a commercial vendor to help us permanently patch them. Those ones that we can't permanently patch, we're going to continue plowing forward with temporary patching till we can. So we continue to do those as residents ask us to. We absolutely fill them whenever we can, and I appreciate how fast our staff has gone out and done those. They've almost to a T been within 24 hours if we get a report. We try to turn them around. And then finally on streets, October 14th, the Streets Committee will be hosting an open house to discuss speed controls in the village. We strongly, and I don't want to speak on behalf of all the committee members, but I believe the resolution that came out of the committee was that we strongly support some kind of speed controls in the village. We want to seek input as to what those are. Everything on the table from speed bumps to stop signs to other types of traffic control to restrictions on traffic to everything. We want to hear from residents who are both for and against, and where they are for and where they are against. Tell us about where you'd like one-ways. Tell us all that stuff. And so speed control in the village is a huge problem today, and we recognize it. We want to hear from you so we can proceed forward and spend the money the way we should. That's October 17th in the evening, 7 p.m. Please, please, please. And then the next regular streets meeting, which also is open to the public, will be at 8 a.m. on the 7th. That's all that I have.
Thank you. Parks and Rec, Melanie.
I have nothing to report. We didn't have a meeting, so our next meeting will be the 7th.
I have something if I can. Sorry, Melanie. Jeff wanted me to relay a few things that happened out there at Diamond 5, which is the field that's never been playable. It's a smaller T-ball field. Jake Morrison did go out and put down the tile that the Parks and Rec took out of the very last scraps of our budget. And he put that tile down, and now there's dirt on it, and so it's going to take a little while to settle, and then it will be playable by next spring. So we're excited. We've increased 5 fields now, the way it should have been. And then also, he wanted me to let everybody know that we had a very generous donation from Mr. Stan Hansen for the park. And that's for brick dust specifically. That's something else we talked about at Park and Rec, is brick dusting all of those fields. You have far less rainouts with brick dust, less maintenance. You don't use Diamond Dry, you don't have rocks, you don't have to purchase dirt, and as Courtney will attest, like last year our bill was almost $10,000 for dirt. So once you get the brick dust down, you just drag it like you would if it were dirt. Occasionally you have to add a little more brick dust, but that's what all the good fields have, is brick dust. So hopefully we'll be able to host, some tournaments out there and raise some money for Parks and Recs and things. And of course, it's aesthetically pleasing. So the whole project to do all 5 fields was going to be $9,000 for the brick dust, and Mr. Stan Hansen donated half, $4,500, and he did challenge Parks and Recs to try to fundraise and get donations for the other half. So look to hear in the future us actively trying to get some donations so we can complete that project before the kids start playing.
Great donation.
It was very nice.
Very nice.
So,
Well, speaking of, since we're talking about some of our employees and contract services, I've been meaning to say this, but every time I drive through town, I see Jeff watering those flowers, and that man has a smile on his face every time I see him. It's just the greatest thing. His disposition is just wonderful, and so he's just smiling, hosing those flowers down. It's just great.
He has done a great job.
Yes, he has.
They lasted the entire summer. They really have.
We really had, we talked about not ripping them out because.
Yeah,
They just keep going. They just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a really great job.
Absolutely.
We also have, speaking of donations, is, with the community cleanup today, and I think Jay's going to talk more about that, but we also have, a donor that, doesn't want his name out there, but, has asked about putting in the springtime, doing pansies. So, he was going to fulfill all of them like he did here recently with the flowers that we have for the summer. So we have a lot of unsung heroes, people that don't want to be identified.
Terrific things to look forward to.
They do.
Thank you for doing
Nice
that.
out there.
All right, that takes us to record of retention. Andy?
And we did not meet in the prior period. This has been a weird month, so we'll be looking forward to next month, as usual.
All right. Nuisance and abatement, Jay.
All right, so our next meeting, we haven't met for a little while, but our next meeting is 10/7 at 3 p.m. I already put an official announcement on Facebook, but we do have another cleanup day on October the 17th, starting at 9 a.m. until whenever it kind of dies down. The McClellans, they actually donated a dumpster, so we actually could have a central spot for people to dump as well. Also, do what we did last time. If you have maybe some furniture, some things that you needed picked up, I'm going to send Andy, and he will pick them up. No, Andy.
Booyah!
Well, just like Andy, we might do it again, like Andy and I, like last time with Becky and her husband, and Julia.
Yep.
We're in a pickup truck. We drove around, picking up furniture. Maybe some people just couldn't carry or didn't have a vehicle to do so. We understand that happens. So that is another option. Now, with that, we ask that you either message myself, call Courtney here at the town hall, the mayor, or even Becky yourself, to kind of say, hey, we have a couch, a chair, whatever, that needs to be picked up at a location. We will not pick up if you do not tell us. Don't try to Facebook, comment. Just kind of tell us directly ahead of time, because we don't want to assume what's trash and what's not, and we don't want to have any of that liability.
And some stuff we can't take.
And some stuff we can't take.
Right.
For example,
Tires. Did we get a tire? Did we get a tire?
I got a tire guy.
Okay, all right, all right.
Like I said, they've been there for a while, but
Yeah,
fire,
great.
sounds like, so that's good to hear.
We just can't take paint still, I think.
Okay, so no hazardous waste, can't take it, can't take oil, can't take paint.
Which we are gonna still look into, because we have to work with the township
Yep,
and all this other
yep.
stuff too. We will, get into that eventually. We'll get to talk to the township partnering with us. I know it's a stretch, but we will work on that. Also, I lost my train of thought here, hold on. Day after day, pickups. Also, if you have a project, if you know a neighbor who may be disabled, senior citizen, single mom, or someone you know just needs a little extra help, please let us know. We have people that want to do projects, that want to just get their hands dirty and just help out. We get that this has been one of the messed up years we've ever, this is a modern age, in the sense of just lock up and people are just going through things, work, whatever. Do not hesitate to contact us for help. We are here to help. We want your hands dirty to help you out, help our neighbors. This is a great opportunity to do that. So also, if you're individuals that want to help and volunteer, let us know. So vice versa, if you need help or if you want to help. This is a great opportunity to do that. So other than that, typical nuisance stuff. Now from the high up, like, yeah, cleanup day too. Nuisance and abatement situations. First off, please don't go attacking our village workers. They are not the ones going around with the ruler measuring grass. They don't have the time for that. That is not their job. If you're going to contact anybody, you have someone with a ruler, that is me. And I'm not doing it because I want to and I'm looking for trouble. We have neighbors reporting. We have people that are concerned because tall grass attracts rodents and attracts things that we don't want around in our village. So that's why we get a call, we'll go out, we have to take pictures, and then we send out a tag. Now, if you need help, again, tell us. We're not here to back. We'd rather you tell us you need help than you ignore us and then you keep getting charged and it goes against your taxes. So we don't want to go that route. Again, if you just know there's something out there, please let us know. If you need help, let us know again. This is a great opportunity right now at this time for us to get out there and help you out. I know we're coming up. I got a few weeks until the 17th, but don't do anything because you think we're going to help you with a project. But if you know someone. But anyway, back to the nuisance. Everything's been great. It's kind of on the quiet side for the most side. I think everybody's been home more. So that's been nice to kind of see people kind of tackling some things. Some other things to tag along the streets, stop signs, kind of some little concerns there. But other than that, I think that is where we're at with nuisance and abatement. So thank you, Mayor.
Jay, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you getting ready to work on a newsletter?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes, we're on a newsletter. We had some details, and then some were kind of not shady. That was a bad word, but kind of not cement. Of course, some things we wanted to say, but then the health department could totally. So it's like we didn't want to announce it, knowing we didn't have the confirmation of health. Not that we're afraid of them, but at the same time, it's liability. So yes, we are working on a newsletter. We'll get that out ASAP. We have some things put in there, but some things just started changing, and so that is going to be out very, very, very soon. Thank you.
All right. That takes us to Public Safety Block Watch. Becky?
Me. So, new committee, I've talked about it for a couple of weeks. We are going to have our first meeting, I've lost my notes here, on Monday, October the 5th, so next Monday at 4 o'clock. We have Mr. Petty, Mr. Timmons, myself, and then we have 2 community members that have already volunteered. If you want to be a part of this committee, we still have room for another one. As I spoke before, it'll be just concerning safety issues in the village, including block watch, and it'll probably touch on some things Andy's talking about with the streets and the speed issues and things. So a lot of these committees kind of overlap each other a little bit, and so hopefully we'll get that going, and it'll be a good thing. So yeah, Monday at 4 o'clock.
I want to bring up about the block watch since I'm on that too, and block watch will be out for Halloween, and thanks to the mayor, She gave me some information about Amazon. Here again, we got these creepos out there preying on people, and I'm so glad you gave me this information. What they claim, they're holding your Amazon account. And what they were after, though, Amazon will not do this unless they contact you. They will not do it this way. But what they're wanting is your email address. They're wanting your information so they can also be like a porch part and rob you of your Amazon packages. I'm so glad, Mary, you gave me this information to get it out to the public. And my other information, the IRS, some people got calls, and they claimed the IRS in our village. Well, this has happened before. And I told the people, I said, the IRS will send you a personal letter. They will not use the phone. And if you heard me say this a million times here, slam the doggone receiver on their ear, and or just hang up on them. And I'm so glad we'll be meeting with the safety committee, and we'll be working together. Like we said, there's so many things we need to touch on, like Becky said, and I can't wait to get that first meeting. And that's all I got to report.
Did you say October the 17th?
7th.
7th.
Isn't that the first
The
Wednesday?
open meeting.
First Wednesday of the month.
No,
Excuse
the
me.
open meeting
17th.
on a Saturday.
I'm sorry, did I say 14th? 14th, excuse me. It's October 14th at 7 p.m.
I thought
Excuse
you
me. Let's
You said 17th, yeah, because I changed.
close everything all again. To repeat, October 14th at 7 p.m. Thank you. The normal Streets Committee meeting is on the 7th at 8 a.m. So one's in the morning, one's at night.
Now that we're clarifying things, Melanie, you mentioned the Park and Rec meeting. Did we change that to October the 6th instead of the 7th? I know it's normally the first Wednesday, but didn't we have a conflict?
Yeah,
So isn't it Tuesday
yes,
at 4?
6.
Okay, I thought so, but it's okay. I know,
That's right, we got a lot going on.
we do.
All right. That takes us to ordinances and resolutions.
Okay, so, like the mayor had talked about, like Becky has talked about, and like I have talked about, we are, starting the whole open enrollment for, medical and health insurance through here through the village. And as you know, we shop around every year. This is no different than any other year. So, we did hold that finance work session today to discuss the options, of possibly joining, a pool, I should say, of municipalities, because it is a better quality of insurance. So we have made a recommendation during a finance work session, and the legislation here has been created. That's why we amended tonight's agenda to vote upon the medical insurance that we are going to be offering. Again, this is a normal routine that we process every year for the medical and health insurance. So we are going to be passing this on emergency so that it can be put into effect for October 1. Okay, so I would call ordinance 2020-11 an ordinance accepting medical insurance benefits for the village and declaring it an emergency. I would ask a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Craig? Melanie?
Roll call.
David?
Yes.
Melanie? Yes. Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Jay? Yes. Andy?
Yes.
I would ask for a motion to place this on the first, second, and third reading.
You have that motion?
Second.
David? Jay? Right? Yes. Okay. Roll call, David?
Yes.
Melanie? Yes. Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And lastly, a motion for passage for ordinance 2020-11.
You have that motion?
I'll second.
Andy? Becky? Roll call, David?
Yes.
Melanie? Yes. Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2020-11 has passed.
All right. That takes us to roundtable.
Oh, on roundtable, I have to discuss, and Becky was talking about that for, at the gazebo for Reverend Graham at 12 o'clock. We had such a good turnout, and we prayed for our country. There was 3 ministers there from local churches, some church board members. We picked out 7 people to lead prayer. I just happened to be one of them, and it was so great to see the unity of the people there, and you could just feel the Holy Spirit there. And then just seeing people, and I brought up when I was there, I said the freedom of our country. You could see it with the people there, the smiles on their faces. I heard Jack Dill said people were happy to cross the street and stuff and everywhere. It reminded me of the Mount Sterling I growed up in the 60s. And it was just good to see. And praise God, we got to do that.
Very good. Becky?
Yeah. Of course. Well, most of the things already been talked about. I do want to mention October the 24th, which coordinates with the haunted house. We will be having a shop hop downtown, so that'll be 5 to 8, and the haunted house is 6 to 10, so it'll give parents something else fun to do. And then also, and I forgot to ask Jack about it, but I was notified by a sheriff that October the 24th will be a drug take-back day. So that's another good thing. The week before we're cleaning up the community, well, you can clean up your medicine cabinets on October the 24th. That'll be sponsored by the Sheriff's Department, and they're almost always behind Town Hall. They said we'd get literature soon, so usually it's a 2 or 3 hour event, so we'll get more details on that, but that will be October the 24th for Drug Take Back. And then October the 30th, the Chamber of Commerce will once again sponsor the Halloween yard decorating contest. So get out there and decorate your yards. We are asking that you nominate yourself or your neighbors, anyone you see, because unfortunately we try to get everywhere, but we might miss someone. But if you submit your address, we will not miss you. So we're just asking that you nominate yourself and your neighbors for that, and there will be gift certificates given out for first, second, and third, and that's sponsored again by the Chamber of Commerce. And then, again, trick or treat is 5:30 to 7:30 on October the 31st. And as Melanie mentioned last meeting, we will have our Halloween movie at Mason Park, sponsored by Parks and Rec and the Chamber of Commerce. We'll be adhering to all CDC guidelines, and it'll be a good evening. Hopefully the weather is nice.
Hocus Pocus, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Hocus Pocus, and that'll be at 7:30 when trick-or-treat's over.
What time is trick or treat?
5:30 to 7:30 is what I believe we voted on.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about Make a Difference Day, which is always the 4th Saturday in October. And for the past 13 years, I've done projects primarily in West Jefferson, but throughout Madison County, and it should be no different this year. So year 14, I'm going to hit up Mount Sterling. And Make a Difference Day is a day that's dedicated to doing something good for your neighbors or your neighborhood. And it can be as simple as, your son checking on his elderly neighbor, or Jay going out and mowing somebody's grass. I mean, it's just all about doing something good for your neighbors and neighborhood. Now, the last couple of years, it's a personal thing for me, and I've been taking the whole month of October to try to do random acts of kindness, I guess you would say. And so I'm going to be doing that this year. I'm going to be doing some more Facebook Live videos for the mayor's page. We're going to do some fundraising for 2 different entities. One is our own Parks and Rec Fund, and the other one will be for the food pantry. We know that the food pantries have been hit hard with COVID. They've had to step up their game, and, it's hard to say what's going to happen with kids back in school now, and some of the numbers that we're getting, whether there will be kids that will be food deprived, soon. So watch the Facebook page, the mayor's Facebook page if you can. I'll try to announce things as they come along, and I've got some letters that'll probably go out to some people. But October is Positive Attitude Month, and so we need to try to be as positive as we can in these down times and have some fun at the same time. So this was a great meeting. I appreciate every single one of you. Bob, I appreciate you. as well, and if there's nothing else, this meeting's adjourned.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everybody.
Jay, I wrote down these dates, like if you're gonna do a newsletter. I tried to put